Hi everyone, I wanted to show our morning routine because the morning is such an important time and we're all trying to have the best day that we possibly can, especially for all of our family, and I thought it might be helpful. So enjoy. Look at that for a morning, mashallah, subhanallah. A little bit of rain, just come back from the masjid and you get to see that every day, subhanallah. Before the children get up, whilst they're asleep, I will think about the temperature of the room and make sure that when they come downstairs and they're getting changed, it's not too cold for them. So as you probably know, the morning is a very blessed time, and it's a time where the angels come and listen to the believers reciting the words of God. So no morning would be a great morning without a bit of Quran, especially Surah Yasin, and then all of your prayers. In the morning, you don't know who's going to come down the steps first. It could be 3 of them, it could be 4 of them, it could be 1 of them. We just don't know. So you have to be really prepared, and everything needs to be ready for them as they come down. I'm just in the baby's room, and it's so important for yourselves and the children to keep quiet in the morning. Otherwise, the baby's going to wake up at the same time as the other children, and you don't want that. It's also good to build some level of respect for other people who are sleeping. For your children to learn that it's very important, and to be considerate. So just to bring you in here, the first station we have is, well, it's just a basket. We have the pyjamas in there. So they take off their pyjamas. We have 3 hangers here for the school uniforms, which are all ready. Before they get downstairs, I will take those hangers and I will just organise them on the sofa. And the pyjamas obviously go back there, because if they're taking everything off and leaving it on the floor, then it's going to be chaos and so much mess in the morning. So if you have a routine where they take that off and then they have to go back in the basket, then you can do that yourself. Similarly, we have clubs and karate and all of them ready and hung up, which they have to go back there because there's so many of them and you just can't cope otherwise. And so once they've got their uniform on, you see, the children want to do all of the fun things. So what we say is, you have to go to the toilet, you have to get changed first before you can do any of that. It's very handy to have so we have a downstairs toilet. We've got a little footstool there so they can climb up by themselves. It's really, really important that your children go to the toilet in the morning, because they just want to do what they want to do and miss out all of the essential things that they have to do. And we stress going to the toilet first and getting their uniforms on before we give them any of their breakfast or their screen time or any other games that they want to play. Also, it's very handy to have a toilet downstairs if you've got a lot of children, because if they need help, you can help them. If they need cleaning, lots of different reasons. So let's take you through. I'm just in the girls' room now. As you can see, the beds are made because my wife has taught them to make the beds first thing in the morning. That way they learn to be responsible and learn good values, good habits. It's very important for our children to do this because that's who they grow up to be. And when they're adults, they will be wanting somebody else to make their bed, and really they should do it themselves. So this is where the children will have their breakfast. My son, he will sit on this bench, and my girls will sit on the chairs, and they will have to start eating before they get their screen time. So the iPad is ready. They're really, really looking forward to that. if we look at all the spellings for the week that they have to learn are here. And this morning they just practiced. Now if we move over to this side, we have the baby seat. So if me and my wife need to give the baby food and then oversee what we're doing here, then that can happen. We've got the bibs all attached at the back, and toys if we need them. We've got water for the baby. It's really helpful if you have a whiteboard. They don't cost much, and we've got lots of whiteboards because we find them so helpful. So if we look on here, we have the night chores, and these are the spellings that I've done every day. Let's take that out of the way. And then we have more chores here. My day, clothes, chores. Right. No screen if no chores, the bunny's saying. So they're taking an active role in it, and they're taking responsibility, and they're doing things to help themselves. This is something that my daughter did by herself. Nobody had to tell her to do that. We've just given them the option to make use of this board. Up here we have some other charts just to help with behaviour and to give them something to work towards. Like that's Asia's dress chart, because if she gets out of her bed, then she doesn't get to choose a new dress. So this is something that she has to do and work towards, and she has to get all of them as ticks. Over here we have a chart where all the children are working together to get 10 gold stars so that they can go out to dinner or to get dessert. It's really good because they want each other to be good, and they're not competing against each other, they're working together. And also as a family, this is what we want to instill in our children, for them to think good things about others, to encourage other people. And this is something very strong in our religion as well, that we want for our brother or sister what we want for ourselves, and we want other people to do well too, not just ourselves. We've just got a dinosaur here, do your chore, so that they have a little bit of encouragement. So coming here to the rest of the house, everything needs to be organised. Here, if the baby wakes up, then she can be changed immediately. Sometimes the children need you and the baby needs you at the same time, and you can't be in two places at the same time, so everything needs to be done very quick and fast. Then I'll just take you over to, it's really important to give them a good breakfast in the morning, and it's helpful as a parent to know exactly what your children want. One of my children, she likes these, another likes that, mixed with that. My son, he wants his prunes in the morning, and he wants a smoothie in the morning. So everything has to be done accordingly, and they even need to have a certain colour bowl that they like as well, so I make sure I do that also. So back here at the table where they're having breakfast, as they're having their breakfast, you can do their hair, for example, put their bobbles on, and all of that can be done. And lastly, we have the toothbrush station here. We've got a stool ready for them to climb up and brush their teeth themselves. We've got mouthwash, we've got everything there ready for them. We come over here, we've got all the vitamins and all of that. So again, we have the spellings, which are done regularly. Just take you in the fridge. We've got whole milk, which is better for the children. What have we got for packed lunches? We've got petit poulous, we've got cheese strings. We use butter, as you can see, we keep a lot. That's quite cheap from Costco. Much better than margarine. And oh, that was from yesterday. We don't want to waste food, so we keep it for the next day. The baby stuff here, we've got all the different pouches so that it's all kept without going off. And we've got everything prepared. We've got a chicken kind of mince here for the baby. You can just take it out easily. So we're very, very happy now because we've got to the end. Well done. So that's your lunch today.
Yeah.
Oops. Drop that.
It spins out, Harry.
Have a look.
Donut. Sandwiches. Big roll. Pear. Cucumber. What's in this area?
I don't think there's anything in that area today.
It's gonna be probably breadsticks.
Oh yeah, you could put that in. Did you enjoy your lunch yesterday?
Yeah.
Hi, so I thought I would just take a moment and I'd find a quiet corner in the house somewhere. I was thinking the garden at first, but I ended up here because there was a table in our library. Well, it's just a few bookshelves really. So I wanted to just give a few pointers about how to have a good day. And to start with, I wanted to talk about sleep. Because if you don't have a good night's sleep, then the day's not going to go very well. So many people, they have strange sleep patterns. They find it hard to go to sleep. But there's always something that is preventing them from sleeping. I mean, it could be worries, it could be just simply going to bed on time. It's really important to have a fixed time when you're going to sleep because there's always going to be something else, another job to do. And so I recommend having everything ready, having your dinner earlier, making sure that everything is set for bed rather than leaving it to the last minute. And I know we like to go on our phones a lot and watch things, but just seeing that screen before the bedtime is, I mean, some of you might say it helps you go to sleep, but I think that you just have to not watch too much of it, because then that's cutting into your sleep without you even realising. So to go to bed on time, that's the first point. The next thing is to make sure that you're not going to be disturbed too much in the night time. It could be that you have open like curtains where the daylight comes in, and that instantly has an effect on your body and it wakes you up. So, I mean, for the children, we have blackout blinds because we don't want them to realise it's morning. We want them to have a good night's sleep. Otherwise, they're shouting and saying, "Is it the morning now? Is it the morning?" And the sun's come up. And the same thing with us. We are affected by that. If you wake up in the night time, then it's really, really hard sometimes to get back to sleep. But one thing that's not going to help is just going on your phone and watching things and thinking too much. So we'll try to, cut that out, and then at least you're one step closer to feeling like you're going to go to sleep. It could be that you've not eaten enough, or you're thinking about something. It's actually a good time to pray in that time. I mean, in Islam we have a supplication that we recite if we were to wake up, and we get immense blessings for that. So let's move on to having some meaning to the day. I mean, why are you going to get up in the morning and make the most of it? There has to be a good reason, a higher purpose, and everybody has a purpose. For us, we believe that you can't count the blessings of God, the amount of blessings that He's given you. I mean, there's most of it we don't even know about. So just to make the most of being alive, having a family, having a house, being safe, being in good health. So this is a massive thing that people take for granted. So we need to think about why we're going to make the most of the day. I mean, I want to make the most of the day to please Allah, to do everything according to what He wants, and to be the best I can be. Now, if you have something that you don't want to do in the morning, that's the best time to do it, actually. Sometimes we put things off till later in the day, but actually the morning is the time where we have most of the blessings. In Islam, we have a hadith where Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he makes dua for the morning time to be blessed. I believe he said, "Oh Allah, bless my nation in the early morning time," which is such an amazing thing for us. And so if you have that hard task to do in the morning, then it's going to be made easy for you. And many people use that as a tool in their life. And lastly, I just want to say, this is the way it's been designed. You go to sleep, you have a good night's rest, you rest in that time, you don't do other things, you use it to rest. Many people think that time is to go out partying and clubbing, and this is not good for our bodies. So we need to think about the nighttime as a time of rest, and the daytime as a time of being productive and enjoying ourselves and making the most of it and doing good things. So even the birds get up in the morning and they're chirping, like there's so many different types of birds that make sounds in the morning. When I'm at the mosque in the morning, I can hear them, and that's the time that we are reciting the Quran, and I just find that really, really beautiful. So this is how it's been designed for us to wake up in the morning, the sun comes up, and we start working. And the farmers are out, people are going to their jobs in the morning. And we as people, we are at our most productive in the morning. We're able to get a lot done. If you miss that time slot, then it's hard to catch up. And then we have a prayer towards the later afternoon, which is the Asr prayer, where time is running out and we have to make the most of it, because then the day's gone and you can't really achieve that much. So the morning is a time where we must have some good intentions and a drive to achieve something. It's very important to have these goals. Lastly, I just want to say that a person who gets up in the morning and prays to their Lord, then they are under the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What an amazing thing to not have that protection. I mean, we all do have that protection, but to have that extra protection is really, really important. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing everybody again, inshallah. I'll see you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.